see who I talk to now. Y'all know who I talk to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm bless you, hope. I'm gonna protect that shit. Well, y'all will see it soon, but y'all ain't finna fuck that up. You know what I'm saying? And happily, she know the real. She understand what's going on, and she don't let TV and Instagram bother her. She know the real. You know what I'm saying? She don't be on that shit. But that's somebody I'm talking to. I'm still single as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But
the Atlanta evening was heavy with tension and not the romantic kind that usually settled between Lil Scrappy and Britney. For weeks, they had danced around the idea of exclusivity, whispered promises under starlit skies, and played house behind. Closed doors, fooling themselves into thinking that the truth wouldn't catch up, but it always does. And this time, it came in the form of Tasha K, the queen of controversy, who didn't just drop receipts, she lit a match and threw it straight into the gas tank of their quiet little love bubble. With a single live stream, Tasha K blew the lid off everything. "Y'all really thought they was just building slow and sweet," she said with a smirk. "Nah, baby, Scrappy already built a whole family with that girl, and then, like a magician, pulling tricks from her sleeve, she dropped the files, screenshots of hospital bills, a shaky but damning birth certificate showing Scrappy's last name, and a rental receipt tied to Britney's apartment with his signature on it. The internet caught fire within seconds. Fans who had just been rooting for Scrappy to find peace were now dragging him for lying to everyone, not just the public, but to his own castmates, and worst of all, to his mother, the infamous Mama D, inside the show's production trailer. Phones buzzed with notifications, and cast members were glued to their screens, jaws dropped. Sierra muttered, "You lying. Ain't no way," while Spice shook her head slowly, her face a mix of shock and disgust. "That's a whole baby, sis," she whispered. Even Erica Dixon, who hadn't spoken to Scrappy in months, took to Instagram stories with one simple line, "Told y'all." Meanwhile, Scrappy and Britney were tucked away in a hotel suite, completely unaware of the storm outside until the door was pounded on by a producer yelling, "Turn on your phone right now." What followed was a breakdown caught on a dozen hidden cameras. Britney, wide-eyed and trembling, scrolled through the trending tags. Hashtag Scrappy secret baby, hashtag Britney lied too, hashtag Mama D about to snap. She looked at Scrappy with betrayal written all over her face. "I told you this would happen," she whispered. "I told you keeping him hidden would backfire." Scrappy, pacing, punching his palm, tried to explain, "I was protecting him. I was protecting us, but it was too late." The illusion had shattered, the baby boy they had quietly raised in private, thinking that reality TV couldn't touch him, was now a viral scandal. Tasha K promised even more was coming, a voice note from Britney during her pregnancy, a blurry photo of Scrappy holding the newborn in the hospital, and a voicemail he left saying, "This my second chance. I ain't messing this up," but now it was all messed up. Not because they had a child, but because they lied about it. They lied to their fans, to their friends, and to Mama D, who had always warned that secrets don't stay buried. Back on set, cameras began rolling again with renewed intensity. Mona Scott Young was reportedly on a call with the network, trying to figure out if this could be turned into a mid-season storyline or if it was already spinning out of control. In her mind, this was gold betrayal, baby bombshell, but it was also dangerous. Scrappy had just redeemed himself in the eyes of many. Now, he looked like a manipulator, a father in hiding, a man who had publicly courted a woman he was already raising a child with while making it look like they were just getting to know each other. Britney, meanwhile, found herself at the center of a storm she never wanted. Her confessional was raw, voice shaking. "I didn't want my baby in this mess," she said, tears threatening to fall. "I was okay being silent if it meant he stayed protected, but now y'all done dragged us into hell." She wasn't just grieving the exposure, she was grieving the lie they'd agreed to live in. And Scrappy, for all his smooth words and sincere apologies, couldn't undo what had been revealed. He had paid the bills. He had been there for doctor visits. He had even decorated a nursery in a rented condo under an alias, but none of that mattered now. The truth was out, and no amount of damage control could stuff it back in the vault. The fallout hit like a tsunami. What was once a sweet, low-key romance between Lil Scrappy and Britney was now the centerpiece of a reality TV disaster picked apart by fans, blogs, and insiders who all felt like they'd been lied to. Mama D was the first to explode. Cameras were already on standby when the producers told her about the secret grandchild, and before the sentence was even finished, her wine glass had shattered on the floor. "He what?" she shouted, voice echoing through her mansion like thunder. "You mean to tell me that my son, my blood, had a baby and didn't tell his own mother?" Her rage wasn't quiet, it was the kind of anger that shook producers to their core. Makeup artists backed away, assistants stopped breathing. Her fury wasn't just about the lie, it was about legacy. In her world, family wasn't just important, it was real. And Scrappy, her prince, had gone and fathered a child in silence. As if she were just some outsider. "Oh, I'ma fix this," she hissed. "I'ma fix this today." She showed up unannounced on set, storming through trailers, camera crews scrambling to follow her like a live tornado, screaming for her son. And calling out Britney by name, "Bring me that girl," she yelled. She wanted to be part of this family. Let's see if she can handle it. But Britney didn't flinch. She met Mama D eye to eye, voice steady, posture strong. "I never kept your grandchild from you," she said flatly. "Your son did." It was a bold move, one that earned gasps from the crew and even a stunned look from Scrappy, who had just walked in behind her. The standoff was immediate. "You don't get to rewrite history," Mama D snapped. "You lay down with my son, had his baby, and let me walk around like a fool on national television." Britney held her ground. "Because we agreed to keep him safe," she replied. "Away from the cameras, away from the madness, you think. I wanted this out, I begged him to tell you." Scrappy, now in the middle of both women, looked like a man drowning without a life vest. "Ma, he tried, please, don't mommy," Mama D barked. "You lied, and not just to me. To your fans, to your daughter, to yourself." Scrappy finally broke down, the pressure of everything crumbling in real time. "I didn't want to mess it up," he yelled. "Every relationship I ever had got ruined when it went public. I thought if I kept this one close, if I protected him, then maybe I could have one thing that didn't get torn apart." The silence that followed was heavier than any scream. And then, like clockwork, Tasha K dropped her final bombshell. As if she had timed it perfectly, another video went live. This time, it wasn't just screenshots or paperwork, it was footage. Blurry, low res, but undeniable, a hospital hallway, Scrappy pacing nervously, a nurse handing him a wrap bundle. Britney, exhausted but smiling from a wheelchair. The title of the video? Exclusive, Lil Scrappy meets his son and lies about it for TV. The internet was done. There was no walking this back. Scrappy dropped to his knees in the middle of the set, tears pouring down his face as producers shouted to cut the cameras, but no one moved. This was reality TV history now. This was betrayal in HD. Britney, eyes wide with heartbreak, turned away from him. "You made me complicit in a lie," she said coldly. "You turned our child into a secret, a shame. I can't be part of this anymore." And with that, she left. No dramatic pause. No final look back, just a quiet exit that felt louder than any argument could have. Mama D stood over her son, lips tight. "You want to be a father?" she asked. "Then act like one, own what you did, fix it. Because now the whole world is watching." Overnight, every blog, every Twitter thread, every YouTube recap tore into the story. Scrappy became a trending topic not for music, not for redemption, but for betrayal. Fans felt duped. Some were sympathetic, most weren't. Britney stayed silent, refusing all interview requests, refusing to post. The only thing she did was upload one Instagram story, a black screen with a single line, "My son deserves peace. Don't at me." Meanwhile, Scrappy tried to do damage control. A sit-down with producers, a private confessional with tears and apologies. "I messed up," he admitted, "but I love them, I love him. And I'm gonna make this right, Mama." D, for all her fire, finally cooled enough to meet her grandson off camera quietly without fanfare. And when she saw him, big brown eyes, tiny curls, she cried. "You're mine," she whispered. "No matter what your daddy did, you're mine." But the damage had been done. Trust was broken, reputations were shattered. And as the cameras continued to roll, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a plot twist. This was a reckoning. A hidden truth buried under good intentions and fear of judgment, now ripped open for the world to see. And in the center of it, all was Scrappy, not as a rapper, not as a reality star, but as a man who made a choice to lie, and was now learning what it meant to pay the price.